Welcome to Scotland. As you can see, land of castles, mountains, beautiful countryside, but a lot of the battles that these castles were built for, they're long gone. But this weekend, the second round of the Enduro World Series is going to be taking place here up in Peebles, and we are going to see some battles once more. After an opening round down in Chile that saw the series' first foray down into the Southern Hemisphere and me dressed in a poncho, we're now up in Scotland and I'm in a kilt. Traditional dress, you got to stick with it. But we saw Anne-Caroline Schusol win that opening round and Jerome Clements take the men's win. Unfortunately, Jerome has sustained a shoulder injury and won't be racing this weekend. And there are a few other men out as well. Still Dan Atherton and Nico Vulio and Fabian Borel after that horrific back injury that he still stormed on like a trooper through a couple of rounds. But here we've got a lot of other good riders here. We've got Martin Mays, fast and upcoming, Florian Nicolai, Nikau Lau, and then also there are a whole host of young Scottish riders that are coming flooding out of the woods, and they're also going to put on a good show. As you can see behind me, there are some spectacular forests up in this area, and this event is going to be taking in a whole host of them. We'll be starting at Innerleithen, one of the most infamous downhill tracks in this country, and then we'll be moving over to Glen Tress, where we'll see one of the best loved trail centres brought into action, with it all rounding off down in the Peebles town centre. Is it true? Who knows? It's a mystery. There's been 3 days of practice and I've managed to ride most of the stages. The tracks are not what a lot of foreign riders were expecting, but it's certainly the quality British riders have come to respect from this area. The stages on day one are exactly what's made Innerleithen a downhill hotspot.
Here's stage 2 of day 1, and it's an incredible track, really open and fast at the top, loads of ruts to catch riders out, and then they drop into these woods, and as you can see, they're just steep, technical, typical Scotland. It looks incredible.
Day 2 takes in the trail centre of Glen Tress, but it goes off-piste and has some of the most technical routes I've seen, splattered with some seriously fast open sections. Chris Ball, EWS director, we're just getting a bit close with him. You helped set up the whole Enduro World Series last year for the first time, and now we're coming to your home country for the first time. Was this always one of your ambitions?
Yeah, it's not even just my home country. It's actually kind of my extended back garden. It's amazing.
The type of riding we got here, it's quite different to what we've seen at some of the other rounds, like get the big alpine stuff out in France and then all the tracks in Whistler. How do you think this adds variety to the series, and what are the tracks we're going to expect over the weekend?
This is probably the most varied World Series to date. Sven Martin said last night, and he stuck it in his slideshow last night, he called the slideshow Unexpected Nar, and when we were riding yesterday he said this is, in his opinion, the most technical Enduro World Series to date, which is pretty amazing to hear. You know, these are, as I said, our backyard trails, and the other stuff like Whistler, these iconic locations, the Rockies, the Andes, the Alps, Tweed Valley, like wow, what? But they're so steep. Day 1 especially, long travel, slack bike, sticky tires would work there. But then you've got 60k to get through the day. So, but yeah, physical, emotional, tactical. This one does have it all.
We're joined by Neil Dalglish, the event organiser here at TweedLove. It's not the first time TweedLove's been on, but it's the first time we've had the Enduro World Series here. Can you tell us a little bit of the history of TweedLove?
Yeah, sure. Well, this is the 5th year of TweedLove. It started just as a bunch of events for the kind of riding community here. As a few of us just thought we could get together and put something on that we could all just take part in. And each year we got a little bit more ambitious, I guess. We're lucky enough to now be hosting the World Series here.
So what other events do you have going on? I mean, obviously people have been following this Enduro World Series, but what else is going on over these couple of weeks?
Well, just about anything you could think of to do on a bike, really. There's a huge riding community here. Loads of mountain bikers, loads of road bikers, loads of kids riding. So, I mean, we've had a load of kids events. We've got kids racing. We've got we've got a sportive. We've had the Glen Tress 7, which was about 650 riders last weekend. There's so many riders here, and that's what's made it all possible. Is because there's a few of us who were doing it to start with. But more and more people have got on board and helped us do this. And, this weekend wouldn't be possible without a huge number of people putting in lots and lots of hours. We're not a big resort, like, we ain't Whistler, we're not a big ski resort place. but we are a really enthusiastic bike community, and so there's a huge amount of sort of energy and enthusiasm to invite people here and for them to ride our trails. And we're proud of the place, and we're keen to invite people and come and ride with us.